This is David from the Pace Church, just bringing you an update about our services resuming tomorrow, Sunday, May 10th, and we'll be meeting at 10:30. There will not be classes tomorrow and will not be classes on Sunday for several weeks, but we will eventually get back to those. We have been in touch with local officials, have been watching what comes out from the CDC and the World Health Organization and several other governmental agencies as far as what we can and cannot do. And we've tried to implement all those recommendations into our safety plan that we have in place. Just going through a few things that you may notice as you come in tomorrow, and some things that will be a little different as we practice social distancing. Probably the first thing many of you will notice when you get to the building is that the front door has been replaced. That has nothing to do with the coronavirus, but it was something that had already been planned for us to do. The solid doors are now gone and have been replaced with glass doors similar to what we have in the fellowship hall. Brings a lot more natural light into the lobby area. But as you come in tomorrow, there'll be somebody there to open the door for you. That way we have fewer hands actually touching the door handles. You'll find hand sanitizer that will be in the lobby, that will be in the bathrooms and readily available throughout the building. You will see that on the table in the main lobby, there will be a container there that you can put your contribution in. That way we're not passing collection plates. You will also see that there's a container there that has pre-filled communion materials. It's a cup that on one end of it has the bread and on the other end has the juice. If you will make sure and pick one of those up as you come in, that's what we will be using during the Lord's Supper this Sunday, as opposed to passing trays. We may go back to using trays in the future, but for now we're going to try to take this step at a time. You'll notice when you go into the auditorium that every other pew is marked off as a place not to sit. We are going to alternate pews, so that gives us a little bit more social distancing. So again, skipping every other pew. We have been doing some experimenting this week with video taping the sermon itself and some of the communion remarks. We're not quite up to speed on that yet. Maybe next week when you come in, you'll see the camera mounted there and ready to go. But it's something that we've been working on here, and appreciate all the help that Jim and others have given in that. Again, so you'll notice about communion, you'll notice about the collection box that's in the lobby. Other things that you may want to take in consideration. The Pace congregation is a very loving congregation, and we love to shake hands and we love to hug. But for the time being, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 5 may be a good admonition for us, that there is a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, and for now that may be that such a time. So we'll get back to those hugs and we'll get back to sharing meals together and all that, but for now we're going to take as many precautions as possible. If you would like to wear a mask, that is perfectly fine, and particularly for those of you that will be here that have concerns, we would encourage you to do that. Along that same line, we know that some of you are still very hesitant about coming out, or you are in those high-risk categories due to age or underlying health conditions. It's perfectly understandable. And if you are in those categories, we would encourage you, as the leaders of the congregation, we would encourage you to remain at home for the foreseeable future, definitely through the end of this month, maybe even into June. We're going to be posting videos online for use on Sunday and on Wednesday. So on Wednesdays, we're going to be doing our study of 1 John. And then when we finish that, we'll move to 2nd and 3rd John. And that'll take us through May and all of June. You will also know that each Sunday we'll continue to post basically the same lesson that will be presented in the auditorium. And there will be some communion remarks that will be added to that. And we do hope that this is being helpful to you. But we're also open to suggestions on what else can be done. As we've said all along in this process, this is a week-by-week decision-making process. We are resuming services tomorrow and are glad to be doing that. We don't expect a great big crowd, but if we reach a point where the alternating pews is going to limit how many people we can have, we'll have to make some modifications. There are all kinds of options we could do, even doing 2 Sunday morning services, or we'll see how everything goes on that. We're honestly got several options that we are examining. But we are trying to make sure that everything is done according to the guidelines and that everything is done for our mutual safety. Brothers and sisters, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I pray for all of us that we will continue to understand just how much we need each other. You are loved and you are missed. And if you could be with us tomorrow, that would be great. If not, we understand that as well. But till we gather again, face to face, may the Lord bless you and keep you.